What's up, you guys? My name is Hutch, and I make videos and put them on the internet. And today I got some free-for-all on Sovereign. Using the AK-12 silenced with grip seems to be the way to go. You do not need an optical sight with this gun. The iron sights are perfect, not obtrusive whatsoever. If you're using a red dot on this gun, you're doing it wrong, according to me. And that's what I have to say about that. This is a free-for-all where I choked a k.e.m strike. It's a little frustrating. I'm trying to switch it up and get chem strikes with different guns. Like once I get a chem strike with a gun, I don't want to use it anymore. So I'm trying to get one with this gun, which you think would be easy because I think it's, in my opinion, it's my favorite assault rifle. I've seen a lot of the pros using the Remington and the SC whatever it is, the one that's like a laser beam with no recoil. But this gun with iron sights and did my voice just crack? Jesus Christ! What am I, 13? Iron sights. With iron sights and grip is just such a deadly combination. But this map, I get real close, and I think I get real close in this gameplay, and then I choke. I think I was 1 or 2 off. I could be mistaken though. I haven't seen this gameplay for a minute. I'm playing on the Xbox One, although you would not guess that because it's I recorded the native quality in 480p. Unfortunately, did not have any awareness that I was doing that when I was recording. And I would use the DVR functionality on the Xbox One, but the quality's kind of poopy, and it only records the last 5 minutes. And I think I've mentioned that already. So if it looks a little pixelated and not quite 720p-ish, then that's why. It's because it's not 720p. Technically, it should be 1080p, even if it's upscaled, but I don't see the point in uploading 1080p on YouTube quite yet. To me, it just looks, it all kind of looks the same, HD. And yeah, that's enough about the gameplay. We're going to have another story time today. Fill you guys in on a little part of my life, which I figured might be relevant because a lot of the people that are watching this video are presumably around 18 to 22. There seem to be a lot of you folks out there. And that's a tough age, man. That's a confusing age. At least it was for me. And that's what I want to talk about today in case there are some of you guys that are watching this right now. Actually, I know there are some of you guys that are watching this right now that are going through a tough transition in your life because I get lots of messages everywhere on Facebook, Twitter, even on Xbox Live, and sometimes when people meet me in person, they want to talk about what's going on in their life and ask me for their input, which is kind of cool, but at the same time, there are so many areas of my life that I wish were better, and so it's hard for me to take myself seriously when someone asks for advice because half the time I'm just like, fucking, I don't know. It's rough. Life gets fucking tough sometimes, and that's just the way it goes. That's the answer that I want to give. It's not the answer that people want to hear, and it's not the answer that I want to be giving or I want to be accepting myself, because I don't know if it's something about my culture and the way I was raised and the movies and TV shows that I watch, but I think I just grew up with this idea that you're always supposed to be happy, and that's just not how it's worked out for me so far, which isn't to say that for the most part I'm not content, because I would say that I am. Although, I have to tell you, when I was around that age, when I was around 18, 19, 20, that was easily the toughest time of my life. I found myself incredibly confused and overwhelmed with the world that I saw around me, and was not prepared in the slightest. I thought I was, and I had huge hopes and high expectations for what I was going to do with my life and the kind of person that I was going to be and the trajectory of where I was going. You know, find a nice little wifey, settle down at the age of like 23. You know, easily find a job where I'm making like $150,000 a year. It just all made so much sense in my head. But then when the reality came, it was nothing like what I thought it would be. I had to, I worked a lot while I was in college. I had at some points upwards of 5 jobs, which was totally unnecessary. I don't know why I pushed myself that much. I figured I had something to prove at the time, but I was working quite a bit and going to school, and had to take out a loan to go to the dorms. Like, I don't know what in my mind I was thinking was going to happen, but I didn't really quite understand that if you want to go to college, if you want to live in the dorms, you got to pay for it. You got to take out student loans, and you got to have credit in order to do that. And if you don't have credit, your parents have to co-sign. And I know this might sound totally ignorant, and at the age of 30, I know better than to expect that life's going to be totally easy. But I really did think, I don't know what I thought. I think like my last year of high school, I was super jovial, super outgoing. It was probably the most carefree and fun time I've ever had in my life, because that's the time where you have that kind of time, was when you're a senior in high school and you don't really have too many responsibilities yet. But something happened, man. Imagine, you know, and if I can explain my experience really concisely, what I will say was that what happened to me was that I felt like my entire personality just shifted away from everything that I thought that I was. And all my outgoing tendencies and my tendencies to be kind of joking and jovial became replaced with this very kind of somber, scared mentality. I can just tell you I was really afraid. Of what, I can't really tell you the particulars of what I was afraid of, because to this day I don't really quite understand. But I can just tell you that if you're at that age right now, if you're 18, 20, 19, something like, even if you're my age, 30, and you're feeling completely overwhelmed, and nothing really makes sense in the way that you thought it would, and your life didn't turn out the way that you thought it was going to go, I can tell you that from my experience, that seems to be quite normal. It's not very comfortable all the time. And if you can stick it through to the other side, then chances are you will learn the lesson and take it with you the rest of your life, and hopefully pass that message or wisdom on to someone else, whether that be kids or anything like that. But that's kind of the video that I wanted to make today, guys, is to send a message to all you guys, all you youngsters out there that are preparing to enter the world. If you're finding that it's not quite what you thought it was going to be, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of how you feel, because that is totally normal. I'm not going to tell you not to be afraid, because there's plenty to be afraid of. But if you stick it through, chances are you will learn something. If you guys have had similar experiences with transition, leave a comment below. I'll talk to you later.